Now, talk about your drama. Welcome back, everybody, to day 4 of the Abbi Glines Sea Breeze Summer Beach Read series. So, today's book is book 4 in the series, and that is Just for Now. So, this book features 2 characters who we have already been introduced to. The first one being Preston, who is the rich boy from one of the previous books, and the second is Amanda, who is Marcus's younger sister from the second book, Because of Low. Preston and Marcus are best friends, which makes it a little awkward that Marcus's sister Amanda has had a crush on Preston since like God knows when, and of course Preston's only ever really looked at her as the sisterly type, or has he? So Preston is your typical playboy. However, he is a slightly different, more in-demand version than his friends are. Do you get my meaning? Basically, I'm trying to pussyfoot around the fact that Preston Drake is a playboy in all sense of the financial word. He has his sugar mamas that he visits of the rich elite, and that's just the tip of his problems. Aside from his clientele, he's also a huge man whore with the ladies his own age. This, of course, is not a deterrent for Amanda because she's been in love with him since before all this really started happening, and it's just progressed as they've both gotten older. However, when you look beneath the surface of Preston, you come to find that he has his reasons for why he has sex with old women for money. And trust me, they are reasons that anyone can relate to. You see, Preston has 3 younger siblings and a mother who really shouldn't be a mother. So, aside from his school and sports stuff, he needs to find a job that makes him a lot of money with very little amount of time he actually has free. Thus enters the age-old prostitution. Because, let's face it, it's one of the oldest jobs out there, and it definitely can pay really well. Now, Preston's not happy about this situation. He's actually quite ashamed of it, especially since he does kind of, although he won't really admit it to himself, but he definitely has feelings for Amanda, who is from the completely opposite side of the tracks as he would be considered. Amanda grew up very spoiled. Her parents are very well off. Her and Marcus had everything going for them. However, she is not your typical spoiled brat, which is very nice to read. Let me tell you. She's also dealing with her own slightly less crazy problems at the time, since if you've read the second book in the series, you'll understand that with the parentals going through a divorce and all of this craziness coming to light, I don't want to ruin the second book for you, but trust me, the bullshit from that one continues further into this book, and yeah. So really, at the heart of it, you're dealing with the typical bad boy and good girl situation in this book. Although, if you look really closely, the roles can be very blurred, because Amanda definitely has her bad moments and Preston definitely has a heart of gold when you get to know his character, which is nice. For a lot of the book, you're kind of dealing with the constant conflict and the battle of emotions between Preston and Amanda, because they want each other, but they don't want to hurt the people around them, and they don't want to hurt themselves, and they have other commitments, and it's just heartbreaking. I found that as I was reading this book, I really actually had to admire both characters. I mean, it takes a lot of tenacity for someone to really pursue a guy who keeps telling you no. That sounds so wrong. I mean, in the book it's a little different, but in real life that would, no means no. Yeah, that's like messed up when I start to think about it. But anyway, in the book, Amanda wants him, so she keeps pursuing him. And the reason he's saying no is because he, 1, doesn't want to piss off her brother, and 2, he thinks she's too good for him. So, yeah. But no means no, people. Just put that out there. I also really admire Preston's character because a lot of guys would not do what he does in order to provide for a family when he has, a full ride scholarship to school and he really doesn't have to do this like he does. Basically, I admire the fact that Amanda is a go-getter and Preston really does have a heart of gold, despite the fact that he is a huge man whore. I really, really loved this book. I read it in less than 24 hours. Like, I read it over the span of a day. Like, probably only took me about 4 or 5 hours to actually sit down and read. And I know I read it all in one go because it was just that good. I can understand where some people might have issues with this book and the way that the female characters can be treated by the male characters. And this goes somewhat for the entire series and not just this book in particular. But you do get that kind of Neanderthalish thought of male ownership over women. I can see where a lot of people would have issues with this. Personally, I want to read about it. I don't necessarily want to experience it, but it sure as hell is sexy when it's right in front of me on pages. Yeah. I am going to give you the full warning. You get the sex right off the bat. Like, first chapter in this book, it's done. So there's no anticipation for the waiting. The real anticipation comes with whether or not they're actually going to get together and stay together despite all the odds that are stacking up against them. Because honestly, I was really, really rooting for this couple to stay together throughout this entire book. And I think that's it for me on this book. Thanks for watching, and I really hope you guys will comment down below if you've read the series. Let me know what you think. I know that it's not going to be for everyone. I really enjoyed it. That's why I think it's a great summer read. It's just nice and light and fluffy with some real heavy hitting stuff sometimes and just sexy. Pretty much. Yeah, that's it. So until next time, guys, happy reading.